way too many puzzles to keep. This has been upside down the whole time. I have two very similar puzzles that have been lying around in my collection for a good while, and I have been putting it off to do them. Can you spot why? They are both black and white images of elephants, and they are super difficult to do, but one afternoon I thought, hey, why not just do them? We're starting a little in medias res on this puzzle because I only started filming at all once the edge was already done. When starting out on a puzzle like this, it takes a bit longer to get into the flow and to get a grip of the image, if you know what I mean. So I tend to move around pieces a lot and just organizing them in many different ways and juggling around with them in this case, moving trays around a lot, because I somehow had to understand what I was seeing at all. I also realized I sort way more than I think, trying to pick as many pieces that have elements I recognize as possible. In this case, I started with the edge and decided to do the gradient sky and move on to doing the ground and waterline with the grass. That became pretty recognizable once I pushed the pieces around enough. All these details with the grass and the surroundings of the elephants allowed me to progress surprisingly fast once I got used to the image being black and white. Being more or less done with the ground and water led me to working on more of negative space around the elephants, meaning any pieces where you can see a bit of the water or ground or the air and a part of the elephant legs. Once I had more of the smaller sections, I still had to do a good bit of sorting to grab pieces that have any little piece of elephant that could lead to filling more gaps and connecting floating sections to the already assembled edge. An added challenge in a panorama puzzle is basically that it is so long that I ended up zooming back and forth the picture to find where an assembled section goes all the time. I basically have everything done that is not elephants, almost. So I have the entire surrounding area without the elephants. And from here on, I think I'm going to have to resort to shape sorting. I have no idea where to go from here. I think this is maybe like 200 pieces or something like that, maybe more. I have no idea. But it's hard to see, and it's a lot of black and white and gray. And so I think it's time for shape sorting already. And shape sort I did what felt like half the puzzle, taking up my laundry boards and creating an organized mess of pieces. This did help a good bit though, because I could fill in whatever gaps I had and then progressively move from the outside inwards, basically looking for whichever shape I needed. From here on, this puzzle was really just a game of patience and perseverance. The good thing here though is that Clementoni tends to have a very recognizable cut and very few false fits, so I didn't go completely crazy in the black sections and I could navigate them pretty well. I did manage to run into just one false fit though, which really threw me off from completing one little section. But once I have found it, I did manage to rearrange the pieces the way they needed to go. As expected, the last couple of pieces were just the plain black ones where I was just filling in whichever gaps there were left. It is halfway impossible to get this puzzle into the frame, but I'm finished. It's all done. It was not easy. I didn't measure the time. I think somewhere around 4 or 5 hours, maybe. I shape sorted about 300 pieces because even though there were like some patterns and different textures of the skin of the elephants and like the different lines, it didn't make sense absolutely at all. So I basically just randomly connected stuff, but yeah, it came together in the end. I'm going to be gluing this puzzle together because there's no way I'm taking this apart. I'm going to be taping it together because I don't use luxuries like puzzle glue and things like that. I basically just use like simple brown tape on the back. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. So I'm not going to be needing this anymore. And yeah, that's good because that's again less space being used in the apartment. And I'm doing it a day later. It's better with daylight and I kind of need to be fresh to flip this because I'm so very afraid that it's going to fall apart. But I think I'm just going to attempt a puzzle flip, or maybe not. I need to get some boards. Whoops! Yep, that slipped out. Oh no! That could have been way more elegant. But puzzle is flipped. It worked. This is by no means a tutorial because I basically just use brown packaging tape in very wonky shapes and press out the air bubbles to glue the puzzle together. Once it's glued though, I can take it out to play a little and do stuff with it that normally you can't with an unglued puzzle. So this is the puzzle that is going to be replaced by the new black and white elephant puzzle once I'm done with it. This elephant puzzle has been hanging on our bedroom wall for I think about 5 years, if not 6. I might have put it together, I think maybe 2020 or even 2021. So this is kind of an old puzzle now, and I really, really love it. So as you can probably see, there's kind of an Africa theme going on in our apartment, and this is also a part of it. But I'm also slightly getting bored by it. I have seen this picture on many puzzles. This specifically is a Clementoni, and it's supposed to be glow in the dark as well, but it actually, I don't think it ever really glowed in the dark, so that never happened. But I really love it, but it's time to switch. And today is the day that I'm going to do this puzzle. This is not going to be easy. There's a lot of texture and black and white and gray and all kinds of mushy background. So let's get started. I have already gained some experience from the previous puzzle, and for this one I also decided to go directly for the edges and the background, which was definitely a good decision here. Thankfully, the Ulmer puzzles also have a pretty recognizable piece cut, so I could easily figure out already the edge pieces and then go directly for anything that was super light color. This immediately created the two sides of the puzzle. For now, I actually can't really decide if it's better or worse than what I expected of this puzzle. So funnily enough, this blurry white background was pretty easy to do. So that's kind of done. I have spent maybe about an hour and a half on this. Now I think I'm going to try and finish the edge because it's just sitting around here, and I'll fill in the gaps. I think the elephant is going to be the very last. So now come this blurry thing and try and do the foreground, the ground here, and then the sky area, which is just basically dark black there. I really like that I can pretty much complete the elephant's edge, as in the silhouette of the elephant is basically already there. I also have the top of his head there. And so that's pretty nice because I can work very well from there. Thankfully, this puzzle has really good recognizable shapes, so I can very much go by piece size and shape as well, which is quite nice. So that helps a lot. I don't look at gradients ever, so I'm basically just working by shape on the background things. And then whenever there's any kind of stone or wrinkle or that little thing that is hanging from his ear up there, that is all stuff that I noticed, because those are like little things. But other than that, I basically just go by shape. I'm basically done with the entire background of the elephant. I did, all those blurry elements, and I wanted to finish the puzzling for tonight with the entire ground area. But the thing is, I have been sitting here looking for this one last missing piece, and I just can't find it. While I was looking for it, I did assemble a big part of the ear of the elephant, the right one, so that's kind of done, and I can like put it in there at some point. But other than that, the entire negative space of the elephant is finished. There's also these little elements that are between the legs, the gaps, and this piece is irritating me so much. I can't wait to find this one. I have had such a long day at work, and I'm not joking, I was thinking of doing this puzzle half of the day. Maybe. I'm finally home and I can continue with the puzzle. I'm not sure yet which texture to choose on the elephant. I guess I'll just see what the pieces tell me. That sounds so weird. While I start assembling the elephant itself, I'll also tell you a little about where this fixation on elephant pictures comes from. For me, these pictures are especially enjoyable because I've been lucky enough to visit Africa a couple of times and see wild elephants during my travels in Etosha National Park and some sanctuaries around Namibia. I dare say that seeing these animals up close was one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I like having some reminders of it on my walls. And what better way to get them than some puzzles? I, of course, took pictures myself, but I am not a photographer and they are also not good enough quality for a custom puzzle, so I try to find good images to frame from time to time. I basically have this much pieces left, and I think I can't go on now. I can't really see anything anymore. It's just elephant skin and black. That's basically all that is left. I'm going to leave this puzzle for the next day. It's way more fun than what I thought it would be. That's the one thing about it. It's also not as hard, but it's also just so many things to see on it that, my brain is just too tired for it. I still can't find this one piece in the bottom, which you can't see down here, the one with the stone. I still can't see that, but I really hope it isn't missing, because then I'm going to be very miserable. But we will cross that bridge when we're there. For now, it's, I think, time for bed for me. A new day, and I have the benefit of daylight for the last 40 pieces or so. I always get the guess wrong, so it might actually be more, it might be less, I'll see. But it's just a couple of pieces left, and then the elephant puzzle is going to be done, and then I can glue it together. So let's do the last stretch together. Among the last 150 pieces, I have also finally found that one piece that has been annoying me for so long, and I could place it in the ground and duly celebrate it, obviously. It was otherwise a pretty uneventful solve afterwards. I basically just filled in the rest of the black gaps. It's done. It was actually way better to complete than I thought it would be. It's a lovely image. I love the elephant picture. I was struggling with the textures, that's for sure. However, the shapes are very, very recognizable in this piece cut, so that helped a lot. Like a lot. That was definitely something that made the puzzle way easier than what it looks like. Still, it's not an easy puzzle, so I think I have worked on it somewhere around 5 hours in total, maybe a little less. Obviously, I never started a proper timer, so I can basically just add up the amount of time that I was listening to podcasts while I did this, which is not necessarily the most accurate way to measure time. But I am now ready to glue this together and frame it. And I just really, really hope that the size is actually the same as my frame, because otherwise I either have to make a frame or I actually have to take it somewhere where they would frame it. I have done that before with some customized images that I have had, so it's not a completely new thing, but I would still prefer to have this on the wall immediately in the place of the old elephant puzzle. I'm going to see if this can be flipped easily. The fit is very, very nice on the pieces, so I think it should be very easy. I might not even need like cardboard or whatever to flip it. I might just lift and flip. And then if it falls apart, then I can do the puzzle a second time, because other than that, this was such an enjoyable puzzle, so I'm halfway sad that I'm going to glue it together. For the second time in this video, you get to enjoy my extremely professional use of brown packaging tape to fix the puzzle. I tried playing a little bit with using smaller pieces of tape to maybe not make it as wonky as the previous puzzle, but it also didn't work as well, so I basically just went back to playing with whatever I found, also using a puzzle tray to maybe just fix the tape a little bit better, but then also that didn't help that much, so I pretty much just went with the flow to fix the puzzle the best I can. It's not going to be visible anyway, so it was more of a game. Now comes the moment of truth. It's not as if I have changed anything on the puzzle before, but it's stuck together and it's looking nice. Yeah, there's some bubbles, but like, who cares? It's the back of the puzzle. So let's flip. Boop. It was actually the wrong way around. There's my stuck together puzzle. The thing is, I wanted to take it out to play with it a little in the garden, like with the other elephant puzzle, but the weather is like rainy and everything is wet, and even though it holds together perfectly, I don't think it made it waterproof. So this is not going to play outside, so it's just this. It's so pretty. I really like the puzzle. I really like the picture. So next step is going to be to remove the previous elephant puzzle from the frame and see if this is actually the same size, because I still have no idea. I never checked. So yeah, let's do that. Well, first, if it's even the same size, because I don't think it is. It's slightly smaller than the frame itself, but I do like the look of this, so it's going to go in there. First, let's see. And here's the other solution that I did before. It actually held up pretty okay. So let's see. So what's going to happen is this comes in here, and basically now this wonderful backing cover can come in. I'm not going to use the white, I'm going to use the brown, because why not? We'll see how it looks. That was my elephant puzzle video. It turned out to be a very random one, but I actually had a lot of fun filming this one. I enjoyed doing these puzzles very much, and it was actually nice to, again, hold this puzzle in my hand. I have assembled this so long ago, and now I just have to find a new purpose for it. I think for this one, I'm going to frame it at one point, and most likely it's going to go over my desk. but I'll figure it out. Most likely I will just keep storing it on the top of a shelf for a while because I can't really do anything with it for now. I really hope that you enjoyed this extremely random elephant puzzle video. I for sure had a lot of fun filming it and just assembling these elephant puzzles because they're beautiful images and at least they're finally assembled now. And so that's one goal out of the way. If you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like and an elephant fact in the comments. And other than that, I will see you in the next video.